Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scarfinger, and this is Scarcasm Live. Chase is in the building.
What is up, people?
And we got my homeboy, Sam, one half of the Geeks with Color, when there is a Geeks with Color, WrestleCast extraordinaire, my dude. Sam, what's up? Say what's up to the people.
Okay, first of all, I had to relearn Skype, so I had to find out where the mute button was. But other than that, hello everyone.
Hello.
No, you ain't got to mute here, because you know what, this show is really turned into, like, we just get here and we just kind of like talk shit. We talk about anything important that's happened in the past week or so, and we talk about the media that we consume. That's pretty much the whole show at this point.
Well, it's different here. I allow people in my house, so.
Yeah. So, all right. So here's, all right. So I'm going to start this off with, a story about a show that I just started.
Okay.
But this is 100% for Sam. All right. So, so I was in here, I was playing a game. My girl wanted to watch some TV, and she started watching this show. And the name of the show is called Life Unexpected. And it's basically about, is centered around a 15, getting ready to turn 16-year-old girl. She's been in and out of foster care because her parents gave her up. And she's trying to be emancipated. She finds out who her father is, so that he can sign the paperwork so that she can be emancipated. And how it turns out, they end up having joint custody of her, even though they aren't together, because they had a one night stand situation at a school dance, and she got pregnant off of that. Now, here's the part where you come in, Sam.
Okay.
Their song from that high school dance, which was like their song, is your favorite song, Two Princes.
Oh my God, I'm out of here.
So Two Princes is their song, and when that happened, I immediately thought of you, and I was like, I know Sam was like, this motherfucking song, like, yeah,
I hate that song.
I know you do, and I immediately thought of you when they started talking about Two Princes being their song, and apparently, like in the early episodes, they play the song again, and they get it on again. As adults that left high school behind, blah, 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 whatever. But this is definitely not the kind of show that I would actually watch. But she started watching it. I had my back to it, and I was just listening to it. And now I'm all in. So,
well, after you told me that, now I know to never watch this show.
Yes. But actually, that song only really appears in the first episode. After the episode, it does not appear again.
It shouldn't appear ever, really.
Only a poster of them appears after the first episode.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, that happened. So, how's it been? Like, I know it's been a while since you've been on the show. It's been a while since I've been on your show. How are things?
Well, things are okay. I mean, not much to tell here. Just same old thing every day. I finally, I don't know if I told you or not, but I left that one horrible job. Well, not horrible job, but that job that you thought was horrible. The job that you worked at before. You
don't work at GameStop no more?
No. There you go.
No, you don't have to, okay, so you have another job. Is it just as good? Is the money good?
Oh, the money's great.
So, can you cool. Say what you do now, or you want?
It's retail. It's retail, but I'm not going to say the name of the place.
Okay. So, are you managing?
No, which is great because I don't have to deal with that stress.
I 100% agree. Sometimes that being the manager of a place is enough to just make you pull out all your hair. I don't have much. I mean, I can pull my beard hair out. But you have a lot of hair to pull out. So
Right.
yeah. So there's that. So okay, so you're in a better position. How long have you been in the new position?
Since September.
Wait, I thought you were still there. Okay, never mind.
No.
Okay, fine. That shows you how observant I am. But then again, you haven't said it here, so that means you haven't really said it elsewhere.
Yeah, I haven't really talked about it. I mean, I actually deleted my LinkedIn just because I just didn't see a point to it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's not like I could have put it there.
I'm with you there. I haven't even looked at mine since I got a job. I got a job at the end of February, and I haven't looked at that damn profile since. I don't even think I put my new job in yet. So
yeah, it was just like, I mean, I know it's for networking and everything, but just like no one really uses it anymore. It's just a thing that people have.
Yeah. In some places, it's an easy way to apply for a job because all of that stuff is there. You can say, sign into LinkedIn. All right, cool. How are things on, well, we know how things are on the Gates with Color front. How are things on the WrestleCast front?
Everything is great. I wish the product was better, so I wouldn't have to. I wouldn't have to be depressed every time I watch the show. Every time I watch the product.
Really? Is that bad? Like wrestling?
It's back to 2008, 2009 bad. It's just horrid.
That's when it got family friendly though, right?
No, it happened around like after what's his name did the thing that he did. That's when it started going family friendly. That really horrible thing that we don't talk about.
Which horrible thing that we don't talk about? I don't know which.
Someone murdered their family.
Oh yeah, that yeah. Mm-hmm.
After that happened, the show started going family friendly.
But I'm gonna tell you, when I stopped watching wrestling, when I stopped watching wrestling, Batista was still working background for Gangrel. Like that's how long it's been since.
Wow, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
Right. So I've been out of wrestling for a very long time. Like I said, like years ago. Like I don't even know how long ago. Years ago, my little cuz had did really good in school, and he wanted tickets to go to SmackDown. So my cuz had to work, so she got us tickets to go with him, and I ain't recognize nobody. Like I was just like, and then like they taped ECW behind it, and there was like a strobe light that just kept flashing directly in my face. And it was so annoying. And like, he was just like, after about halfway through the show, he was like, you know what? I don't even watch ECW. We can go. I was like, you right. Let's go. But
it was kind of funny because like Batista actually did come back like about 3 years ago, and one time he came out wearing blue tights. The fans ridiculed the hell out of him. They called him Blue Tista. They called him all kinds of names, and he got on social media and he was just like, "That's it, I'm done, I'm out. I don't need this anymore."
Now he wants to star in the Gears of War movie.
Yeah, he wants to be Marcus Phoenix. I mean,
he wants to be Marcus Phoenix, but he also wants to be Kratos. He wants to do both. I think he can pull it off, but I don't want him in both roles. You know what I'm saying? You know, to be honest, I'm gonna tell you. To be honest, right? Both of the voices for Kratos are brothers. I would love for a brother to be Kratos in the movie.
Yeah, but you know how that goes.
Yeah. Do you know why Kyle Barker isn't the voice anymore?
Why is that? Is he trying to work on the Living Single reboot?
Which is still better than Friends that copied it.
Right.
Yeah, but
definitely.
No, because T.C. Carlson is too short. They were doing motion capture, and he's not that much taller than the person who was playing the kid. So they needed someone tall enough to make the eye lines and stuff right for the motion capture. That's why there's someone else. What's his name? Miles from House Party 2.
The dude from House with the The dude that was with Gino, wasn't
Yeah,
he? Yeah.
the jerk.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know nothing about. Was it the Stargate? He played in the Stargates.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was the
I
dude
saw
with
the movie. I saw the movie. I didn't watch the show.
he was the dude with the funny thing on his forehead.
Oh,
In this,
you sure not talking about the Star Trek?
They Stargate. You talking Stargate? I don't know about.
I know. You're talking about the guy with the thing on his head. That's Michael Dorn.
Yeah, that's no. He got the crinkles. You know what I mean? Like he got the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Michael Dorn got the.
I saw the movie. That's all I saw. I didn't see nothing else. Didn't see none of the shows.
But yeah, yeah, I got extra meat on my head. Look, my dad used to do this to me all the time. And like for the listening audience, y'all not gonna see this, but my dad used to do this all the time. Watch, hold on. My dad used to do that. Basically, he would put his hand on the top of my head and move my the skin on the top of my head forward and backwards, even though I am not moving. my dad used to do that to me all the time. But I ain't got them folds in my head like some people do. You know, like some people with the extra meat on their head, they don't fold up like this. And like when their hair is cut short, it look like that.
Yeah.
You know, where I mean it you know, they head look wavy. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Is it Shane Battier? Is it Shane Battier? That was the basketball player. I can't think of who the basketball player was that had that.
I can't really think of anybody that had that.
Oh, speaking of basketball, and we're gonna get to you, Chase, in a minute.
Cool.
Are you still a Mavs fan?
No. Officially, now that he's talking about like, oh yeah, we were tanking the season or whatever. I mean, not that I was really watching anyway, but as soon as Mark Cuban came out and admitted that, I'm just like, yeah, why do I need to put any effort into watching this if he ain't gonna put any effort into playing or
like
any effort into like, you know, owning the team or whatever.
Yeah, if y'all don't care, why should I?
Yeah, that was basically it. So that's what I was like, you know what? I'm officially done. I mean, not that I was watching much anyway, but yeah.
Chase.
Yes.
How was your week, bro?
Been pretty good, man. I did this one thing to where we did this RPG or whatnot. There was some night on Saturday night to where it was like this late thing called like adult gaming night, to where it was pretty much after the store closed. I go to this store called Event Horizon Games, like to play Magic and stuff, and then they had this event called Adult Game Night, to where you can pretty much bring beer in the store and, you know, play something that's not really kid friendly and whatnot. And they had this zombie thing, and they were playing a set of rules called Savage Worlds, which, I mean, you can get the rule book and whatnot. And I heard about it, and I never really played it or like anything like that. But it's really freaking cool because it's set up to be whatever you want. Like, it's not like D&D to where it's all medieval. They have it to where it's sci-fi, modern, like, so people can do westerns, they can do cyberpunk, they can do anything they want. So I really enjoyed that.
It encompasses all the nerd shit.
Yeah, it encompasses every era
of nerd shit.
So, yeah. So I was thinking about doing a campaign, and plus the Savage World rulebook is like $10. When you get a starter kit from D&D, it's like $50. You know what I mean? Right. So it's pretty cheap entry. And I was thinking about Mass Effect. I was like, you can pretty much like take all the sci-fi weapons and make them Mass Effect and get all the classes, and because it's that freeing. Like, it's not bogged down by certain lore in the, like, Savage Worlds doesn't have a lore. You know, it's just a template. So you can do whatever you want. And then I just looked it up. I was like, well, maybe people have already, like, modded Savage Worlds and Mass Effect to where you just, like, print that off. They have all the weapons, the classes, Infiltrator, Vanguard, and all the biotics. And it's pretty fucking sick, dude. Like, how much detail they put into it as Mass Effect.
Okay, so here's the question.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do something like that with a group of, like, us, like, we're all over the place, like, how do you set up a game like that with people over the internet?
You do it through Skype, and I think there's something called like D20 or something, to where you can, instead of rolling dice, you can use that, and I think everybody can see. It would be in a kind of like a game state, so everybody can see your roll, so they don't, you're not cheating or anything. But I mean, when it's us, I'm like, if you're like, I really want to like jump on top of this freaking Thresher Maul and rip his throat out, and if the DM is like, I really want to see that shit, they can do whatever they want. They can like pretty much make sure that happens. You know what I mean? To where, so, and that's pretty much how I would play. To where
no one has killed the Thresher Maul since Rex.
I killed a Thresher Maul.
I know that. But before then, no one had done it since Rex.
Right.
I want to be a yacht.
Amber wants to be a Yawk. I said, you can't be a Yawk. There's only like one and he's dead.
Exactly. No spoilers.
But well, people don't know that there's yakety Yawks in the game.
I think she should be a female Turian.
Female Turian.
That's Amber. She just kind of yells in the background sometimes.
Yeah.
But okay. So do you really want to do that?
I think so, because when we did it, I mean, the D&D thing was cool and I've had fun, but when I saw how like moddable Savage Worlds is, I was like, this is really freaking legit. Like, I really like this, because even in the book, they have just the regular straight up rules. They have like the modern weapons and stuff, to where shotguns, not just swords and wizards and shit. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, that's cool. It has its play. I mean, I don't like hate medieval shit. It's just sometimes I'm not going to roll with a shotgun, you know?
Can you set up something like that in a game like a Tabletop Simulator?
I think you can do anything you want in Tabletop Simulator.
That's what.
So yeah. Then yes, you can do it on that. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's in VR now.
Why?
Because then you can really be in the same room.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
You ain't got $400 to throw at a VR headset?
No, why, I don't see. I've always had the same problem with VR I have the same problems that I've always had. I don't want to be fully enclosed in anything where I can't see what's in front of me. I can't see what's around me. The only thing I can see is the game. I don't like that shit. Like, I'm way too fucking paranoid for that. Like, for real.
But have you seen Beat Saber?
I've seen it, and we talked about this last week. It looked cool.
Yeah.
Am I ever actually going to use it? Man, hell no.
I'm kind of with you on there about the enclosed thing, because like when at PAX South, I forgot which one, they had me try out this VR zombie game, and it was just kind of just weird. It's like you're in it, and then you can't get out, even if you wanted to scream and yell and stuff like that. No, you're stuck in there. That's kind of how it felt.
Yeah, I'm not down with VR at all. Like,
Whatever's on your screen, the background looks freaky as hell.
On my screen?
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It was like some woman's face being morphed.
Oh, on the TV.
It's gone now.
Huh? On the
TV.
Oh.
It's gone now.
Oh, I was on Netflix. It's that Netflix screensaver thing.
I still remember when Scar, when the Kinect came out and they were talking about connectables, and Scar was like, yo, I could finally slap a tiger.
For real. I could slap a tiger in the face. Like, come on, man. Who doesn't want to be able to slap a tiger in the face and survive? You know what I'm saying? Like who doesn't want to do that? Like, I can't be the only one that wants to be able to slap a tiger and survive.
Slap a tiger sounds like an innuendo. But
it's probably an entry on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, it does.
Slap a tiger. And it's like one word, like with hyphens. Slap -a -tiger.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I'm going to slap my tiger real quick. I'll be right back. I'm going to slap a tiger real quick. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Um,
About 2 weeks ago, those Scar on here. You committed a sin, Scar.
I did.
You invoked the name of a really awful movie.
You know what? And remember, I did tell them about the episode of Geeks with Color.
Yeah.
I didn't know which episode it was, but I did invoke that episode, so they can find that. Is it in the title?
I'm not even sure which one it was. I'll have to go look for it. I don't think it was no, because it was just like a random conversation that started in the middle.
Right. And it ended up being the show.
Yeah. Because Chase, if you don't ever watch this movie, but just know that there's a sequel that was even dumber than the first one.
Bro,
Okay.
I told them not to watch the movie. I explained it. I explained a little bit of it, but I did say don't ever watch this.
But if you are, if you do enjoy, horrible things, then just know that Joey Lawrence is in the second one.
Why?
He's at that way. He's Joseph Lawrence.
Joseph Lawrence
in that movie, yeah.
Like that's gonna change anything. Like you Joey. We know you as Joey. You always gonna be Joey. It's like, man, get out of here. Like.
And then Joey Lawrence was in it. Spawn was in it.
Oh.
Let me see who else.
That sounds terrible. Like I like Michael J. White. I really do, but he's not really the best actor. I mean, can we?
Well, he's perfect for that movie. Then come on.
I mean, we can say that without feeling like he's gonna show up and karate-size your ass. But like, like Michael J. White is not that great of an actor. Like his best role is like the Black Dynamite cartoon. You know what I'm saying? And that's just voice acting. Like, he could do that. That was fine. And I like the fact that he just played. I mean, he plays the character seriously, and all of the comedy happens around him. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's the ultimate straight man in that, and I need you to just be the straight man.
But yeah, and then they made a third, which I've never seen. Thankfully,
no, come on.
There's a third one. Yeah,
the first one. Come on. This fine. That's an alternate show title. There's a third one.
Yeah, which I've never seen, and I don't think I ever will see. So,
yeah. First, the show title right now is "Slapping a Tiger." Okay, so I know that you got the WrestleCast. So we're gonna go into what we're consuming. I'm gonna let you go
by the way,
first.
just so you know, every time I see like the name of there's two guys that created those movies. Anytime I see their name associated with any film, I will not watch it. They did that one bank heist movie, the one with T.I.
Oh yeah, I know.
They made,
what's it
they
called?
made that. I forgot.
Blockers?
Didn't care. It's something stupid. I know that.
Yeah.
And then I think one of them was associated with that one this Christmas. I think one of them did that.
Oh yeah, I'm out.
And then I think another one did the gospel. And I forgot what it was, but I was sitting in a theater one time and like the credits rolled on this movie that I thought was okay. One of their names popped up on there, and I wanted to just gouge my eyes out.
Oh, that's messed up.
So yeah.
That's messed
So
up.
anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
No, I'm gonna let you go first. We're gonna talk about what we've been watching. I know I already mentioned one thing that I've been watching. But I'll let you go first so that when it's time for you to back off, so you can go do the WrestleCast, you got it.
Okay, so have either of y'all heard of the Showtime show called Patrick Melrose, starring Benedict Cumberbatch?
Nope. I know that he was in another show, but I don't know. I don't know anything.
It's kind of it's about this British dude who's he's like a drug addict, and he's trying to be in recovery. But then we find out why he was a drug addict, and it's just really, really disturbing. It's just his father sexually abused him as a child. And episode 2 is just, it's really, really intense. Just because it shows him as like an 8-year-old boy growing up in that house and his father is Agent Smith, by the way.
Okay.
And
sounds appropriate.
Yeah. It's really, I wouldn't say disturbing, but just if you grew up with like a strong father, like one of those like fathers you don't say no to, it'll kind of get you.
Okay.
So why did you do that? My God.
Sorry, I just had to.
I wasn't looking. I missed it.
It's still there.
Oh, are you serious? He did a screenshot of the movie. The movie that shall not be named.
God.
Anymore.
Please get that off the screen.
It's disturbing.
But yeah, and just in the third episode, because there are 4 episodes in right now. In the third episode, he's already an adult and he's trying to live his life in recovery and everything. And there's an episode where he goes to a party held by his father's friend. His father passed already, so that's why he's kind of like exercising his demons, I guess. He's in recovery and everything. Mm-hmm. In the third episode, he goes to a party held by some friends of his father. That they kind of like urge him to go to this party, even though you don't want to.
Of course.
But it's one of those things that like you can't really back out. And then the people who are hosting the party, they have a 9 or 10-year-old daughter, and the way that his family treated him publicly, he's seeing that they're doing that to this little girl, and it's messing with his head. And it's just like it's disturbing in a way, but you kind of want to see where it goes, but then again, you kind of want to never watch it again. Just because of some of the stuff that happens, it's just really intense.
Okay.
So that's what I've been watching.
Okay.
Cool.
That's the only thing you've been watching?
It was based on a book. It was based on a series of books. Yeah, but they all take place in like maybe like the early 90s, but it's in England, so I don't really... yeah. But yeah, it's just a different world. These are all rich, snobby people, by the way. That's kind of why these things just kind of, I don't know, it's just hard to describe. But I would recommend watching it if you can stomach that kind of thing.
Is it set in modern times?
No, it's set in the 90s. It's set in 1990. Like when he's an adult, it's 1990. When he's a child, it's like the late 60s.
Okay. Oh, the movie is Takers. The movie that T.I. played in that was the bank heist movie.
Yeah, that's how I found the other movie is through Takers.
Yeah, is Takers.
So I looked up Takers.
Did you know that T.I. is going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp? Why?
Wait, what happened? What's up?
T.I. is going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Why?
That's what I just said. That's exactly what I just said. Yes, he is in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So T.I. hustled himself into a Marvel movie. Bravo, sir.
I guess.
Oh, apparently he was in Ant-Man. I don't remember.
That's the one that I didn't see. I didn't see Ant-Man.
Oh, speaking of the one that I didn't see, Thor Ragnarok is on Netflix now.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Sweet. Because I haven't seen that either.
It's more like a comedy than anything else.
That's good.
It's actually like they finally made a good Thor, and it's a comedy.
Yeah, but his role in the Avengers was very comedic.
Right, yeah, because they make fun of him all the time for like talking the way he does and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then no spoilers. I'm still don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it. Well, but who hasn't seen it at this point? But and then like him and Rocket like make that movie hilarious.
Oh yeah. There's a part in Ragnarok. This is not a spoiler at all. He's trying to activate something from the Avengers, and he's trying to use his voice, and he's like, Thor, strongest Avenger, and it says access denied, and he's like, what's going on? And he's like, damn you, Stark. Okay, Point Break. He's like, welcome, Thor.
He kind of looks like that. They should remake Point Break again with him.
I A friend of mine asked me if I wanted to see the remake with him at the theater. I almost ended our friendship.
Absolutely not.
I was like, dude, you are not my friend. You're asking me to see this film with you.
Absolutely not. Nope. Under no circumstance do I want to watch it. Just like I avoided the Total Recall. I was like, nope, I have no interest in watching a remake of Total Recall.
So the one that I thought was actually okay was the Dread remake, and it wasn't even a remake. It was just like a completely different movie.
Well, the Dread remake is more like it's not a remake of the first
sequel,
film,
isn't it?
It's more of a it's because Dread was a comic, so it's more. It's like instead of they're not remaking the first film; they're just adapting the comic again.
Right.
I'm going to abstain from this conversation because I've never seen it either. I've only heard the "I am the law" part.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the first film was like kind of goofy and 80s and then the second one's more like brutal.
Come on.
Yeah. Because Dread's pretty brutal. He's just brutal justice.
It was basically Assault on Precinct 13 in like a warehouse.
Mm.
Okay, you just sold me on never seeing that movie.
I thought about the original Assault on Precinct 13. I never saw the second one.
No, you just sold me on never seeing either.
Okay, cool.
You just sold me. Alternate show title. Got it.
Then you shouldn't watch Hotel Artemis either because that's pretty much going to be the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, like except like instead of like the cops hiding, they're all criminals.
Whatever happened with that movie where there was a movie I saw a preview to a long time ago, right? And it was about these people in an office building. Something goes wrong, they get locked in the building, and they also
the Bilko Experiment.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's like it's an office building. They were like in I think they're in Colombia or something. It's an American company in Colombia, and they get locked in the building, and they're like, "Yeah, you all got to fight to the death."
Yeah, I like that. Always looked interesting, but then I never saw it again. Like I didn't see it in the movie. I didn't see it at the movie theater. I've not seen it on Netflix or anything like that. I have no idea whatever happened to that movie. Apparently, it did come out.
Yeah, like I've seen it.
I've seen it in Best Buy.
Yeah, it's on Blu-ray DVD. I've seen it in the stores.
Okay, I mean I'm not buying that shit, but
why didn't say go out and get you 3 copies? I'm just saying.
Its Metascore is 44. I'm looking at it on IMDb. Its Metascore is 44, bruh.
It's pretty.
Ain't that the president?
No.
The dude.
It's a president.
No, the dude. He played the president on Scandal, which I stopped watching after a couple of seasons.
Oh my god! Thank you, because like no one else understands why I was like that show got so ridiculous after like a few seasons in. Like this show, this has just gotten stupid. Yeah,
for real. I mean, it shouldn't even be called Scandal. It's called How the President Keeps a Hoe. Like it's like for real. Like how do you? I mean, once you get outed, right? As the president with a side chick, like how do you maintain that? And the whole first season, it's about her trusting her gut and getting people out of situations. But like, she is terrible about getting herself out of situations. So why do we trust her gut again?
Right. See, I can take ridiculous in a show if that's the setting of the show, if that's how the show is supposed to be. But when a show's supposed to be one way and then it becomes ridiculous, when it breaks its own universe, that's what I'm kind of like, I'm out.
Shonda Rhimes will just completely torpedo a good show. Like I always said, I clocked out on Grey's Anatomy when Izzy started fucking a ghost. When she started fucking a ghost, I was done. Like it was a pretty well-grounded show up until that point. And then Izzy started fucking a ghost who turned out to be Negan. But like Izzy started the guy who plays Negan played the ghost, the guy that she fell in love with. She fell in love with a patient. He died. She was fucking his ghost.
I see.
So, I mean, so
Was it on some Patrick Swayze ghost type thing with like the pottery and?
no, I need to keep my door locked because I'm in here really going at it with a ghost type situation.
Well, the Patrick Swayze thing, everyone says, "Oh man, that seems so romantic.
No,
it's so
fucking
beautiful."
creepy.
And
That was a
then when you
beautiful
really
ghost.
think about it, that's Whoopi Goldberg there. She's doing all that shit with Whoopi Goldberg.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I never thought about that until now.
Kind of like the Arby's thing.
Which one?
There's a thing I posted on Facebook, and it says that like, how old were you when you realized that Arby's is pronounced like RB's, which is the initials of roast beef. I was today years old.
Okay.
So yeah,
See.
it's like something that was there the whole time, and you're just like, really? It's kind of like the FedEx arrow. Like, once you know it, like, you can't not see the FedEx arrow anymore.
Right.
So is it kind of like one of those pictures where, like, if you look at it one way, it looks like two people screwing, but then, like, you zoom out and it's really like an apple or something?
Yeah, there was this one, and my brother got mad at me a long time ago. It was these pictures that were, if you looked at them wrong, it kind of looked suggestive. And there's this one picture where it looks like a lady's thighs, and she has on like black underwear and the bottom of a white top, and it's just on like her, like the top of her thighs and her crotch area. But when you look at it, it's really just a lamp with like it's really a lamp in a corner, and the walls are kind of flesh colored like a white lady. So the way that it's framed, it looks like, she has on a white shirt, black underwear, and it's the top of her thighs. But in reality, it's just a lamp in the corner.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
So,
Chase is over there like,
and then my brother got mad at me. He was like, Mama follow you on Facebook. I was like, but it's not real. It's not the actual thing. So there's no reason for you to feel this way because it's not the actual thing.
Yeah, because I've seen them to where it's like, it'd be like a portrait, or not a portrait, someone took a snapshot of like people hanging out on the beach, but the dude's sitting here in a certain way that looks like his armpit is like her legs and she don't have any underwear on, or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, that one lady where she's at a party or something like that, and she's holding a drink, and the way that she has on some sort of a sheer sleeve, and just the way that she's standing next to the other person, like part of her arm is cut off, and the way the sheer sleeve cuts across the top of her arm, it looks like she's holding a penis. With like she has her cup, and it's like the way her arm and the sheer sleeve cuts, it kind of looks like the head of a penis, and so it looks like she's holding a penis in her hand. Or that one picture where it's a family that look like they're at a beach, and they're all, there's some people in front, there's a guy in the front, and then there's a lady that's sitting behind him, and I guess she has her foot down, hanging off the edge of something, but she's wearing like some flats shoes, and they're close to her skin color. So like he's standing there and he's kind of bent over forward a little bit and looks like his dick is hanging out the bottom.
I've seen that. I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, those. All right. So, oh shit.
There's a lot of show titles in that whole thing.
Yeah. So we have to come back. We have to come back to what we're watching. Sam, what have you been playing?
I started a legendary run in Skyrim. That so far that has not gone well.
Yeah.
I got, finally there's a part where the tutorial's over and they finally let you roam around on your own. Within like 5 minutes, I was killed by a wolf. I was like, okay, well. So what I did after that was, there's a guy that's with you at the beginning. He kind of like, okay, we should part ways. But if you follow him and the wolf attacks, the wolf will eat him instead of you. So that's how I was able to avoid that. So I haven't really gone out into the wild by myself since then.
Okay.
I'm kind of scared now. So
It's just like you know what? We're going to the woods, all right? Me and you, we going to the woods. You go
yeah,
first. I'm gonna stay here with my little dagger, and as soon as something starts chasing us, I'm gonna stab you in the side. They're gonna smell the blood and come for you while I go that way.
so yeah, it's kind of like that. So I have not left the town since
Okay.
that happened.
Okay.
I refuse. And, and if I do venture out for a second, I always make sure it's really light and I'm following the road. So this legendary run is not going well, and I might have to drop it down one level or two or four.
Yeah, my coworker is playing on his Switch at work.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that. I think I heard you saying that.
Yeah, I think I may have said it last week or something like that on Facetious. I don't remember saying it here, but I could be wrong.
So if this continues, I might have to go Nepo again.
Hey, that's what I'm all about. I'm all about that Nepo. Like I said, I never played Skyrim. I never even worried about it. Like, you know what? I'm not even gonna try it because I tried Oblivion. I played maybe about a good hour and some change, and I was done. Like, I got out of the cave, and I went to the first person you're supposed to talk to. I picked something up. I got a prompt to pick something up off of his desk. They tried to say that I was stealing. I ran outside. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? I jumped on somebody's horse, and it was like, oh, you done stole a horse. And I'm like, oh, Lord. I'm you know what I mean? Like, so, and it was just like,
It's pretty much the same thing, because I'll accidentally, it says pick something up, and I'll accidentally, just the way, because I'll just do something really quickly, just pick it up quickly, and then I'll accidentally pick up something else, and then they're like, what are you doing? You're stealing things. Thief.
Right.
And then a bunch of guards will chase me.
Yeah, and then so I got off that shit, and then I was done. It's kind of the same thing with the was it not Far Cry?
The Witcher?
The other game that begins with an F, Wasteland.
Fallout.
There we go. Yeah. My Fallout experience, which I've told many times on the show, but I'm going to tell it again. Before I had an HD TV, the text on that game is really small when you're trying to watch it on standard def. We're trying to play it on standard def. So I got past the starting area, and then I decided to make a detour before I went to Megaton. I went to the school. And when I get to the school, after a few seconds, it says, you are outnumbered, you can't run. So I go through the process and I just start killing everybody. And then when I start killing everybody, I'm like, well, I'm not outnumbered anymore. Why am I still walking very slowly to Megaton? So I walk very, very slowly to Megaton, and I'm like, okay, maybe there's a glitch. When I save the game, and when I come back, I think I might be all right. So, I'm not outnumbered. I'm not even around enemies right now, so it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I come back to
now, did it say outnumbered or did it say encumbered?
That's what it actually said.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I just, bro, you got too much stuff. No one told me that. And of course, I couldn't read that on the screen because I was watching on a standard def TV and the text was really small. So I saw outnumbered. So that's what I rolled with. So it completely ruined my experience, and I never went back after this. When I went back and walked around Megaton, and then you get the decision of of the bomb and all that kind of stuff. I stopped playing the game, and I've never turned it back on. I still have it, but I have it for PS3, and my PS3 is broken.
But
you had it for 360, then you can play it on Xbox One.
Right?
Yeah. Why would I ever do that?
Because this is a new Scar that tries new things and gives things second chances.
Scar plays all the old stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. All right, you got anything?
You were. I think I know what you're
a retro gamer.
I think I know what you're getting at, Scar.
What?
About what I've been playing.
Yes.
First of all, if you want to see my my wolf fail thing, go to my YouTube page, and the first hour of my legendary fail run is on there. So you can play it back and laugh all you want.
What's your YouTube?
I think it's still Reckless Mage.
Okay.
But yeah, I know what you want to know about. You want to know about the old what's going on in Stillwater.
The greatest game of all time. It's up there. It's up there. It's in my top 5. I think so.
Have you played the back compat version?
I have not.
It's some parts of it don't port over well.
Really?
Like Johnny Gat's hair, it just looks ridiculous. Like they really it seems kind of like they rushed it because there's a lot of parts that just don't look right.
I have it on PC, but the PC version does not have controller support. You can get it patched in, but the controller support doesn't work as well for me because I use 2 different setups for if I'm driving a car or if I'm riding in a car.
But I'm mostly noticed that like these things happen during the cutscenes. There's one cutscene, you know, the cutscene where you first leave the prison and you go to the bar. You can't see nothing.
What do you mean?
And it isn't until after the cutscene ends that's when you can see, because you can't even see anything on the screen. You can just see like blurs. And then so once that's over, then you can see again.
What?
You know, once you fight those 2 dudes that are talking mess.
Yeah, the Brotherhood.
Yeah, the Brotherhood. Yeah, like it's just completely like, I mean, it's not a blank screen. It just like seems like a fuzzy screen. But I noticed that, yeah, like I said, most of these things happen during the cutscenes. Like Johnny Gat's hair looking all weird, cutscene. So I think they rushed it and didn't really put I don't know. I really don't know why it looks like that. It just doesn't look right. But it still plays well. It still plays the same.
Okay.
Still haven't been the freckle bitches yet.
Why would you not? Why would you? The first place I'm going is to go get a fun bag. Like, why would I not do that?
I did make it up to the Neo part.
Okay, yes, that's probably that's one of my favorite parts in all of the games that I played. I didn't play much of 4 because 4 sucked.
But, dude, I played 10 minutes of 4 and never again.
Yeah, it was just dumb. I played the intro is funny as hell though.
Oh yeah, the White House House thing. Yeah, that's funny. But once you get into the game and it's like it's a simulation, I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, that was basically like the fuck. Did you play Saints Row, Chase?
Yeah, I played 2, a little bit of 3, and I played 4, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, who does like 4? Is there anybody that likes 4?
AZ Rockslide.
Yeah, but you like Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh,
I like Spec Ops: The Line, but not as.
Remember when they were showing the trailer for Spec Ops: The Line, and everybody was like, "Yo, this looks great," and then it actually came out and nobody cared.
Yeah,
I think Vic Joe was the one who tried it first.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everybody that thought that game was going to be great, and I'm sorry for everyone that keeps being suckered by AZ Rockslide's love for that game.
Hey, but you know what? What about the outfit though?
Bruh, Major Nelson got me, dog. Like I'm still not quite happy about that. Like Major Nelson got me.
You walked up in the GameStop like, yo, let me get that outfit.
No, here's the thing. I bought the outfit and Oblivion at that day. Bruh. I ended up with...
No, tell the story how they were like, are you sure you want this?
Bruh. Back in those days, I was listening to Major Nelson's podcast. And Major Nelson was all about this early 360 game called The Outfit.
Right.
Was all about it. So I went in there and I was like, yo, give me the outfit. And then people have been talking about Oblivion, so I'm going to try this Oblivion. And I got something else because it was buy 2, get the 3rd use, the used games or whatever. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to get on this outfit. And it was the first game I played on my 360, bruh. The first game. I was so hype about the outfit. because Major fucking Nelson got me so hype about the outfit. And like, I'm checking out, and the dude at GameStop is asking me like, you sure you really want this? And I'm like, yes, it's the outfit. It's about to be on and popping in here. And he just kept giving me the eye. He kept giving me the eye like, okay. Like, and I'm just like, no, what is you talking about? Like, yo, for real, I'm about to play the outfit. Like, this is about to be an amazing experience for your boy. Major Nelson sold me some bullshit. Like, he so sold that game. He so sold the outfit. I still got that shit to this day because I don't trade in games. I still got the motherfucking outfit. And I'm still mad every time I saw that goddamn case. I'm so glad it's in my storage unit right now and I don't have to fucking see that case. Because every time I saw that case and it's a shake of fist situation at Major Nelson every fucking time I see that damn case.
If you're ever at a show and you see him, you tell him that, okay?
Be like, you know what? The one time I came across Adam Sessler, and I was like really close to Adam Sessler. He was just walking at PAX East, and the first thing out of my mouth was like, "Oh, that's Adam Sessler," and he was like, "Yes, I am." He actually talked to me, and then he just kept walking. The first thing I'm going to say to Major Nelson,
you'd be like, "Hey, Larry Herb."
No, is it motherfucker? You sold me the fucking outfit. The first thing I say to Major Nelson is motherfucker. Do you got anything to say? I know you got to go.
Oh well, they haven't sent me the invite yet. So Why did you do that? Why do you keep doing that?
Really?
That's not even the case to the one that I got. I don't know what case
really?
It is.
I don't know. But yeah, I played it looked cool. And then I played the demo or something and it was not what it seemed like it was supposed to be. What it seemed like the game was touting to be.
I mean, it was a cool idea, but I think it was too early in the life cycle to be a good game. You know what I'm saying? Like like the 360 didn't get a real good game until Grawl. Grawl was like the first real good game for 360, right?
Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter?
Yes.
Warfighter.
That multiplayer was the shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it being like a very low, slow period when the 360 first launched. Because I remember a joke from the one of the GameStop guys, because I hadn't got one. I didn't get one until like, actually, I think I got mine in 2000, like at the end of 2007, like when like Mass Effect and shit was coming out, like the good shit. So, well, the guy at GameStop was like, these people with the 360 are coming here. Was like, when's Shrek coming out? Come on, can I get on that Shrek? Because they're like looking for something to play.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, when I worked at GameStop, I worked at GameStop for that holiday season that the 360 came out, and the biggest game at that time was the 50 Cent game. The 50 Cent game, and people just came in there asking about the
Blood in the Sand or the other one.
The first one was Blood in the Sand, right?
No, I think the second one was Blood in the Sand.
Okay, it was whatever the first game was.
Yeah.
That game, and for some reason the people who still had the PS2 games, all they wanted was like kid stuff.
I think the first game was called Bulletproof.
Yes, that game. And then, other people were coming, and people were still, I can tell you, this is how long it's been since I worked at GameStop. People were still coming in for the updated version without the hot coffee of San Andreas at the time when I worked at GameStop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That tells you how long it's been.
When I was working at GameStop, I saw the outfit, and I howled with laughter at you.
Motherfucker.
Chief, what's the worst game on 360 that you were duped into buying?
I don't even think the outfit is the worst. I got one worse than the outfit.
Mine is Kate and Lynch. That was absolutely horrid.
You see, I will show
Oddly
interest
enough,
in certain games, and
the
then
second one was really good. Oh, go ahead,
Yeah,
sorry.
but it had the like it was being recorded on a cell phone, and I saw like a video of it, and it made me motion sick, and I was like, nope,
Oh, that's only like a little bit of it. It's not the whole thing.
good. But I ain't never gonna play it.
well, you got motion sick at a lot of games back in the day.
Absolutely. Call of Duty 4 made me throw up twice.
But
Really? Oh yeah, you did mention that.
Yep.
But the multiplayer though, for some reason you were able to play that.
No, actually, I thought I ended up going back to it years later.
Wait, didn't you have to take like Dramamine or something before you could take?
I threw up the second time on Dramamine. I had Dramamine, ginger gum, and the fucking wrist things on, and leaving that ship, I ralphed. Like, bruh, like when you got to infiltrate that ship, and when you're running out of the ship, when it's Call of Duty 4, so you're leaving the ship, and like it's water coming in, and the ship starts moving. I was like, God, the vomit. Like,
Because I remember playing that game with you, and you were all like, "Oh, I'm good because I took Dramamine or whatever."
yeah, I would play a little bit of the multiplayer, but like I didn't realize that I could play. I ended up going back to it a little bit later after World at War came out.
Oh, okay.
I played the multiplayer a little bit, but once World at War came out, I had played more first person shooters, and I felt a little bit better about it. And then I went back and finished the game with no issues, no nothing, and it was greatness.
cool.
Did you know that they said that they were going to do Modern Warfare 2, right?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
But no multiplayer.
Really? That's like the one thing that everybody came for.
How you going to do Modern Warfare 2 with no multiplayer, dog?
They're doing Modern Warfare 2 with no multiplayer and Black Ops 4 with no single player.
What are we doing? And they want us to pay $60. How you want me to pay $60 for half of a game that I already bought the full game for?
Because I don't know, it seems like they're kind of going all in on zombies, which I Treyarch zombies I did really get into, the Black Ops. Like, I got really into it on Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. And Black Ops 3 was okay. Like, I didn't play that much. I mean, that's the last Call of Duty game I bought, but the
last one I bought, well, I did buy one of the most recent ones from GameFly, but the last one that I actually went to a store and said, I want this, I bought a used copy of Ghosts for PS4. I did not think that the single player was bad. The multiplayer was terrible, with the exception of the squads thing, because I don't like playing with people. So the squads thing was like really dope to me. So and at the time I was really in to listening to the audiobooks of Ender's Game. So all of them are named after Ender's Game characters.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Think about how dope it is that the best dude on your squad, his name is Ender. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck yeah, dog. Like, that's my nigga. Like, you know what I mean? So his name is Ender. Like, come on, man.
I think the last Call of Duty game I bought, like actually physically bought, like walked to the store and said I want that, was Modern Warfare 3. I actually owned the Infinity one. I owned that one only because it came bundled with my PS4.
Yeah, I owned Advanced. They did Advanced something, right? And then I think that the last one that I got, the one that I got from GameFly, is the one where you fly the ship sometimes.
No,
that was really cool because it has a lot of ship combat in the story mode. And that was really dope. I got to figure out which one that was.
Yeah, I haven't played Call of Duty since then. Really, I mean, I never played any of the Black Ops.
Black Ops. See, okay, I still say Black Ops 1 if you play the story modes of these games, Black Ops 1 has one of the best stories. But don't be like me and let Golf Rat spoil it for you.
Yeah, I remember that. You were highly upset.
Because he spoiled it for me, and I'm like, bruh, what is you talking about? But I think you should play it. I won't spoil it again. I won't spoil it for you.
I know. I remember your rant about it, so I know what it is.
Okay, so I was listening to a show, and Golf Rat was on it, and he started to talk, and Robbie Joe cut him off and said, we're going to do a spoiler cast. And he was like, all right, I'm just going to say this. What's the name of the movie?
Fight Club.
Fight Club. There we go. Fight Club. He was just like, I'm just going to say Fight Club. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dog? Like, damn. So now I understand what the fuck's happening here.
Right. It's not like it's some like obscure movie that nobody knows the twist to. Like everybody knows that.
Yeah. So yeah, that blew, but I still enjoyed it.
Like Scar, I'm not going to tell you this game, but like I'll tell you. I'll give you one word: The Sixth Sense.
You know what I'm saying? I haven't told my Sixth Sense story in a long time.
We'll go ahead because
for the new people,
I'm going to be wrapping up in a second. We'll go ahead.
For the new people, I used to work at a video store. Back when we still had those, and we were having a conversation about The Sixth Sense. We had all seen it in a movie theater, and one person hadn't, so we were trying to convince him to go see it. So we were talking around it, and this other guy who was in the back looking for something else came back and was like, "Oh, y'all talking about The Sixth Sense? Man, he didn't even know he was dead." Like that actually happened. All right, so I know you got to wrap up. So go ahead and give your shouties, and then we'll finish up and wrap up.
All right, shout out to you guys, of course. Scar, I'm getting back on the old podcasting train of listening because it's been a while. Just it was really hectic for a while for me as far as work. That fourth quarter was just really, really intense to where like I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't listening to podcasts or anything. So I've been listening to a lot of Scarcasm Live. Been listening to Facetious. Any other shows y'all want to throw at me or whatever, let me know. Then I'll check those out as well. Oh yeah, well of course. So I've just been trying to get back into the community lately. Just because I've been out of it for a while. But so
you on Discord? You should join the Discord group.
I did a show with this girl, Nerdy Patty, and she explained what Discord was. I'm still not sure. What it is. It's like a hub where you can do a bunch of different things, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. The best way I can explain it is like take forums and bring it to social media like more easier, because that's pretty much what it is. But its original purpose was just game chat for PC players, so they can pretty much party chat. But then you can make boards and stuff to make it to where it's like forums is back. Like it's forums back, because that was so cool back in the day to where you can have a closed community. And now that social media, it's been all open. But kind of bringing it.
Social media killed forums.
Yeah.
I used to get on those forums back in the day. So yeah. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the WrestleCast crew, Don, Dee, Greg, and shout out to Classic, and shout out to my girl Nikki out there listening. Hopefully, we'll see. And that's about it.
See you, Nikki.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, girl.
No problem, man.
I'll see you later.
All right,
later,
thanks, brother. All right, so hold on, wait. Say something.
What's up?
Okay, I was just making sure my recorder was still going. Because, sometimes recorders act funny when somebody bows out.
Right.
All right, so we are going to keep it rolling. Let's talk about what you've been watching, because the only other thing that I've been watching is I'm watching that show I talked about earlier, and I'm rewatching The Flash, the most recent season of The Flash, because it's on Netflix.
Still My Hero Academia, just still getting caught up on that, and it's still been kind of like watching the episode every now and again, which is kind of the same thing as like watching the episode once a week if I was caught up. But I don't know. But at least I'm doing it on my terms, not theirs.
Anything that makes you feel better.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's been really good. It's been really kicking it this season. So
What up? Anything else? That's it?
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I've been playing more things than watching.
Okay. Talk about what you're playing. We need to go fast.
Okay. I haven't really played much of the Valhalla thing, but I got the Humble Bundle that contains Destiny 2 for PC.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Well, it's a monthly thing, and I thought I actually got confused on how it works because like say May, it's May. You have until like May 5th. It'll tell you what the next Humble Bundle monthly is, and you pretty much have until the 5th of that month to get like the May one. But once it's May, then you'll be kind of getting the one for June. So I got it in May thinking I was going to get Ruiner, but I didn't. But still got Destiny, and I got Ukulele, which is like a Banjo-Kazooie game, and my son loves it. It looks pretty, but I heard people say, man, it's inspired by Banjo-Kazooie, and then like people were like, man, this is like too similar. And then when I saw him playing, I was like, how the fuck can they get away with that shit? It's like copyright infringement.
Because wasn't it some of the same people?
Was it?
I think it was something like that.
Oh.
Somebody attached to the project was on that team, right? Or at least I was always under that impression.
Well, let me look it up because maybe I'm just. I mean, well, that's the term of ignorant. I mean, I didn't know. So, but Playcation or something is the developer. Playcation.
You know better than I do.
I don't know, but it's like really, it's literally the same thing. It's just character swapped, and better graphics because it's like. Yeah, it's simple graphics again, but I think that the thing that makes a game look good is like look really good. It's like three things: your frame rate, and lighting, and shadow. Like you can have like kind of like bare bones graphics, but if you have good lighting and shadow, all of a sudden it tricks you to think it looks good. But yeah, it's very cartoony graphics, but it looks like they're really walking through the sunset. You know what I mean? Like it's toys with their, I don't know, it looks cool. Graphically it does. But yeah, Destiny 2 on PC looks amazing and plays amazing.
It's on PC.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, because when I was like, Amber, this looks really good, and when she walked by and I was like shooting some Hive or something, just the frame rate with how they move and stuff was so realistic to, I don't know, graphically it's about on par with the, I'm sure it's a little bit graphically better, but the whole like movement and stuff is what kills it. It's like, it just tricks you every time. I'm like jaw dropped, like, holy crap, these things are moving so realistically. But yeah, it was kind of cool because I actually got to play with Chris Holy Headshot and his son, so that was actually a good time. And it didn't come with any of the DLC, so I was just kind of going through. I just made another Warlock, and I may get the DLC if because they have the DLC, and if they're still if they're still playing, then I'll drop it. But Destiny 2 has released a new trailer for their year 2 content, which is like the Taken King equivalent. Because a year after Destiny 1 came out, Taken King came out. So this one's called Forsaken, and it looks pretty cool. So they haven't really said too much about it, but there are like 9 new subclasses, so 3 for each class. The main things for the Warlock gets this thing to where he's like going through fights like freaking anime and just like, and he has this other thing where he's like, has a beam of fucking energy coming out of his hand. It looks pretty freaking dope. And the hunter has like finger knives that he like throws. So it looks like they're thinking out of the box a little bit, and they really need to, because I never really understood the hate for Destiny 2, because it seemed like they fixed a lot of stuff from Destiny 1, and the reason I bowed out is because I had a kid and I couldn't really play games that I had to pause, and you didn't get the DLC, and you were my main play dude. So, yeah,
alternate
like
show
play,
title,
you know. So it was. It seemed like I bowed out when everyone else bowed out, but I did, and not for the reasons that they did. But yeah, it's been kind of cool to just kind of turn off my brain and just play some Destiny, you know, because I can just like throw Spotify on and just do whatever. But I don't know. But the new Forsaken does look pretty cool. So if you wanted to check out the thing, it's not very long. They just kind of talk about it and whatnot, but they seem excited about it. And they seem like, I told Amber, I was like, these dudes seem really happy to be like Bungie, because when I pictured Bungie, now I pictured dudes like sitting here about to have a nervous breakdown with all the fucking, nerd hate, like, because they can't get anything. People can't get anything right. Like the people that left Destiny 1 left because it was too grindy, too this, too that. And then the people that stayed, for some reason, really like that. And then they fixed all that with Destiny 2. And then the people that like Destiny 1 were like, man, they're appealing to the casuals. And then people that were like, oh man, they fixed Destiny 2 is so much better. They're like, fuck these fucking casuals. But dude, casual is where the money's at. Always and forever. And I consider myself casual core, to where like, I'm not like a hardcore freaking gamer, at least not anymore. Well, I've never really been, to where I'm like getting every game, like 100%ing every game, going 20-7 in Call of Duty. I'm not that, I just want to chill most of the time. So yeah, but that's been cool. Let me bring up I was looking at see what I played, but that's been pretty much it, man. I did play a little bit of some of the other, because Destiny on PC is on Blizzard thing, like the Battle.net thing. So I played a little bit of that Hearthstone thing, which is kind of like Magic a little bit, and then, but not really. But I mean, it's not. So if anybody wants to play Destiny with me on PC, just look up Weabro. I guess Weabro number sign 11870. People with Battle.net know what that means. It's just the number that goes behind it. So yeah. So that's pretty much what I've been playing, man.
Okay. I played a little bit of Killing Floor, like always. We actually played some Killing Floor together.
Yeah.
And we tried to do something with the two of us. It just wasn't going to happen. But I did actually get in and play some RimWorld. I started a new colony. It kept me up too long. I said this on Facetious already. It kept me up too long, and I ended up going to bed at after 2:00 in the morning. That one day, when I started the RimWorld, I was like, yeah, I get to play some RimWorld, and I went to bed at 2 something, knowing that I had to go to work the next day. I had to get up at 7.
Right.
Yeah. Fun times for me. And then I did play another game. I hooked up it was already hooked up, but I turned on my 360 and I played some NCAA football. In fact, I played some last night and I was up to 1:00 in the morning, which still turned out to be a little bit better than staying up to 2.
Cool.
So I love NCAA football. It's one of my favorite games series of all time. Even at one point, it ranked higher than Mass Effect. And
wow.
And yeah.
Should do that. We said, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like every year I would have over 200 hours of NCAA football. That was back when you had all of those websites where you could track how many hours you put in games and shit. Like
Uh-huh.
when I looked at my top 10 list of games that I played on the 360, like 5 of them were NCAA games or something like that. Like 4 or the 4 of my top 10, especially 3 of my top 5 games played, like game length played, were NCAA games. So, but most of it was me. I liked the team builder aspect, creating teams and then putting my teams in. And playing through, like, I would pick one of my teams and play as that team, usually the Sarcasm team. I wonder if Team Builder is still there. I should put you in. But I would download my teams and play as my teams and put and like just strip out a conference. Like strip out a conference nobody cares about, like the MAC. Like nobody gives a fuck about the MAC. So I would just strip them out, put in all of my teams, and then play it normally with just my teams doing their thing, and then me playing against them, depending on which conference I'm in. What side of the conference I'm in. But then I also would do stuff. I downloaded a tournament software on my iPod. And I would run tournaments with the teams I created. And then I would run tournaments with other teams that I downloaded, teams from like movies and TV shows and stuff like that. Like someone would go in and make them shits, like the team from The Waterboy. I would just download that. They're both of the Friday Night Lights teams, the TV show and the movie teams, and like both of the Longest Yard teams, the guard team and the prisoners team. Now, I found out afterwards that, first of all, someone made a team full of NBA players and you could not beat them because you couldn't throw the fucking ball. Because they were all had their actual heights and stuff like that. You couldn't throw the ball because as soon as you throw the ball, one of them would just stick their hands up and just bat the ball away. So you couldn't actually play the game. So, so I had to get rid of that team. But the real cheater team is the guards team from The Longest Yard. They beat everybody. Like they were just a monster. So then I would play like that, and then I would play I would take the Friday Night Lights team from the TV show, and somebody went in and put like all of the different quarterbacks from the different seasons and such. Uh-huh. So I would play a dynasty with them, and like knowing that, like they had like Jason Street, who was the original quarterback who gets hurt, but like he's there, but of course he has a high injury rating, so he would get hurt, and then I would have to play with his backup and all that other stuff, like all this other crazy stuff. Like somebody went in and actually put some real detail in this. And so I would play a dynasty. I would play all 4 years when all of the players that I knew graduated. Like that type of stuff. And then like the Sarcasm team, I would play with the Sarcasm team, and then like all of the players that I put in, because like I put like people who were on or around the show at that time as players in the Sarcasm team, but I made them all freshmen, so I would play until all of them graduated, and then I would start with something else.
You put a lot of, you pretty much role played NCAA.
Bruh, if I showed you I took screenshots of my teams. Like I went to Team Builder. I created teams from scratch, mostly centered around cities in the Hampton Roads area. But I went in and I made like, you could only import 12 at a time. Well, no, you can only put 12 at a time into the game. I had to spend $10 to be able to bring more be able to download more than 12. But when you start a dynasty, you can only put in 12. But I had all kinds of stuff downloaded. I had all the stuff created. I had an OFR team. And I called them OFU, like, OFU. Just having fun. But yeah, man, they all have their own color schemes. They all have their own mascots. They all have, like their uniforms are different from each other. Like I put a lot of thought into this because I love that shit that much. So yeah. And now I'm back right where I started. I need to record some videos, but I don't like my capture card. Because it only records in 720p.
I have had my capture card since 2013, and it's still trucking.
Yeah,
It's been a good one.
I should have bought one a long time ago, and I didn't because I knew I couldn't use the better ones on my laptop. But since I don't have the laptop anymore, I should.
Well, that's great about the Hauppauge. I use mine on my laptop. What makes that one great for like not having a good computer is it powers itself. You plug it in the wall.
Right.
It doesn't have to run off your CPU.
No, but like I couldn't see it on my screen with the laptop because the laptop's video card was a stock Intel video card. That was the problem. That was the hang up. I couldn't even download OBS on my laptop. Oh, I couldn't run OBS because I had a stock video card.
Huh.
Yeah. All right, so we need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you to the people for checking us out. Thank you to Sam for coming by. I think we need to have Sam on more.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
That's my guy. And I know he can't really record Geeks with Color very often because Q is always busy. Shout out to Q. Q was on the very first episode of Scarcasm.
I looked up Scarcasm archives and
I saw. I went to the website where his whole talk show had some sort of a server crash, and everything that was before 2015, which all of that stuff was, is gone. So the Scarcasm Archives feed is dead unless I figure out which hard drive I have everything saved to and re-upload all of those shows back.
I just subscribed to it again today, and it all came through.
You sure about that? Is it actually going to play anything?
I don't know, but the actual feed came through.
Yeah, the feed is still there, but all of the content is gone from TalkShoe.
Oh.
According to them, it's all gone.
Well, the archives goes to like 2012.
Yeah, I because remember when we had Amber on the show, I was talking about the playlist episode. So I went back to look for that episode and it wouldn't play. And then I was like, what's wrong here? And then I went to the TalkShoe homepage and they had a message that they had some sort of server problem when they did integration to cloud computing. Something happened and they lost everything prior to 2015. Now I have it all saved somewhere. I just don't know where the fuck it is right now. Well, I don't know where those hard drives are.
Right, but there is a gap between where the archives ends and where this feed begins.
Yeah. But this feed,
is there another one that's like in the 2015, 2016 era?
No, there shouldn't be a gap.
Oh.
There shouldn't be a gap from when Libsyn, when we started Libsyn, we went straight from TalkShoe to Libsyn.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, I don't know. I mean, they said you can just upload the stuff back if you still have the files. I might do some of that, but I ain't about to do a lot of it. I might,
right.
If I'm gonna do that, I might as well put the episodes here.
Right.
Especially because I'm compressing more and the file sizes are smaller, so I can actually fit everything in.
And you can manually put the if you can remember when it was actually published, you can make them be in order, right?
Yes. Maybe? I don't know. It's possible.
Because, I mean, if there was an episode from 2015, if you uploaded like 2 years worth of episodes and all of a sudden they were all after this episode, that would suck. Because that would fuck everybody up. And now all of a sudden they have 2 years worth of episodes new.
Okay.
you know, so it'd be cooler if it was, still back there, and you can remind them, hey, the feed just got longer. It goes back to 2010 now.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I don't know how,
but I got some shouties too.
Okay, go ahead
if you wanna. But shout out to Fred Rojas because this weekend is E3. So I'm going to be on a bunch of podcasts with him throughout Sunday and Monday. And hopefully it goes well, because I was like, yes, I can do this. I'm off these days, but it's pretty much a podcast after every press conference.
Yeah,
So.
I tried that before, bro. That's a lot of work.
But I mean, all I have to do is show up and talk, so I can be.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a lot of work to do all that talking.
I can be like, Nintendo looks amazing. Oh my god!
I only have 4 press conferences that I care about. One on Saturday, one on one on Saturday, one on Sunday, 2 on Monday, but one of them I'm gonna miss because I'll be at work, and then I will catch it when I get home. And then Sony is at 9:00 that night.
So, Microsoft pre-show, Microsoft show, Microsoft post-show, Microsoft after party. Those are your shows, right?
No. Yeah, we talked about this last week. Microsoft, Sony, EA, UB.
Right.
That's all I personally care about.
Yeah, I was just fucking with you.
Yeah.
But yes, shout out to Sam, because it was cool to have a guest that, I haven't actually been with and whatnot. So
been with? What are you
like podcast with.
What are you trying to tell me, bro?
Because, pimp be pimping, I can't be pimped out all the time.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
So, shout out to the people. We appreciate y'all for checking us out. I put up a couple of videos over the last week of painting videos onto the YouTube page. I need to get a custom YouTube URL. I guess that would be the next thing I need to do. I can't really do monetization, but I have put more thought into the Patreon. I just got to figure out what can I put on the Patreon that's going to encompass it all, whether it's the podcast, whether it's the painting, whether it's like all anything that we do, like that if you put something on the Patreon, it will go to all of it and not just one part.
Right.
And hopefully we'll be able to do some more stuff. Like, we really need to do a vape show. Because I have some shit to talk about, like, bruh.
Mine's all like
my.
Look at this. I'm hitting the button.
Yeah, my battery is pretty much low.
Yeah.
So I have something to talk about, some vape stuff, but we're gonna have to talk about that another time, because apparently my favorite vape juice has been ruined, and it's not just the local place that I got something from, Mount Baker. It's ruined there too.
Why?
Don't know. And I looked at the comments after the fact. I looked at it to try to figure out, like, what's the problem here. And then I looked at the comments today, actually, and there's a whole bunch of people saying starting December, everything has been fucked up since December.
Was it taste bad?
It doesn't taste good. It went from tasting awesome to tasting average. The color has changed. The smell has changed. Like, it's just completely different. Like, why would you call this thug juice if it's not thug juice? And the other place that I used to order from, Get Wrecked, the other place that I would order thug juice from, they got shut down by the company that owns Starburst, because they actually called the juice Pink Starburst. Mm-hmm. And there's another thing that they used, and they actually used the picture of the thing on their website, so they got sued. So they're not around.
Yeah, I saw a vape juice that's like called like Vape Wars, and everything is themed after Star Wars characters, and I'm like, you guys are just asking for it. Why do you do this?
Right.
Why do you do this to yourself?
Yeah. So yeah, they did. Oh yes, Pink Starburst and the Skittles. They actually had pictures of. Well, they spelled Skittles funny, like SKITTLES, Keetlez, but it still says,
Skittles.
but they still had a picture of fucking Skittles.
Right. Give me some Skittles.
Yeah.
Skate on my Skittles.
And they had the pink Starburst, which actually had a picture of fucking Starburst. So they got sued and they lost.
Yeah, these vape companies are just about as bad as YouTubers that think that they're like on top of copyright. Bro, you're not.
Right.
You're not.
Yeah, I mean, even if you change the name a little bit, if you show a picture of it, like, I guess at some point we're supposed to understand what the fuck you're talking about, but like, you can do something other than just showing me.
I mean, cereal does it all the time. I mean, Frosted Flakes becomes like sugar pieces of corn, you know.
and then like, you know, like Captain Crunch became King Vitamin, which is completely different, so you ain't got to worry about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just change it up enough to whereas we know what you're talking about. But apparently they didn't do that. They got sued. So yeah. All right, so we're out of here. Peace out to the Warrior Show.
Later.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.